Honda just announced the next-gen Ridgeline is coming in 2027. This won't be a minor refresh, and if you've been on the fence about this truck, now might be the time to start saving. If the 2027 Honda Ridgeline has ever been on your radar, stick around. This one's worth your time. I found 5 pretty compelling reasons to hold off, skip the current model and all other pickups, and see what Honda actually has up its sleeve. Let's break it all down. Number 1. Fresh look. Let's start with the most obvious one, the way this truck appears. The current Ridgeline has been sitting on the market for a while now, too long honestly. While Honda has done a decent job keeping it competitive under the hood, the styling has always been a conversation starter. It never fully committed to being a truck, and it never fully committed to being a crossover. The 2027 Ridgeline is drawing heavy inspiration from the Passport SUV, and if you've seen the latest Passport, you already know what direction this is heading. That boxy silhouette is making a serious comeback across the whole segment. Plus, add sharper edges, a more upright stance, squared-off wheel arches, and you're getting one mean-looking pickup. Number 2. Unique driving experience. This one has always been the Ridgeline's biggest dividing line: unibody construction. For some people, lack of the frame was basically a deal breaker. For years, the Ridgeline caught heat for being built more like an SUV than a proper pickup. But the market has shifted. Today, we have a rush of similar rigs: Ford Maverick, Hyundai Santa Cruz. Honda is sticking to its roots, but for the 2027 Ridgeline, the platform isn't just carried over. Revisiting it means that already smooth, car-like ride driving is going to be even more refined. Better handling, better composure, more planted feel at highway speeds. And another thing, that revised platform isn't just about how the truck drives. It opens the door to something bigger. And that brings us right to the next reason why should you think strong about the 2027 Ridgeline. Number 3. Hybrid engine. Fuel economy and trucks. For the longest time, those two things didn't belong in the same sentence. Then Ford rolled out Maverick and somehow pulled off 42 miles per gallon from a hybrid setup. So if a truck can do that, what's everyone else's excuse? We've been hearing about a Ridgeline hybrid for years now. Spy shots of test mules even started popping up at one point, so it definitely looked like Honda was working on it. But nothing ever reached production. Part of the hesitation probably came from the truck itself already being somewhat controversial because of its unibody setup. Adding a hybrid system on top of that might have been too risky back then. Now though, the market has changed, and Honda isn't late to the party. The hardware is already there. A 2-motor hybrid setup has been available all across the lineup. 2 flagships use it, CR-V and Accord. A 2-liter Atkinson Cycle 4-cylinder is paired with Honda's iMMD system. The CR-V puts out around 204 horsepower, but for a truck, you'd want more. The safer bet is that Honda drops that familiar hybrid system into the 2027 Ridgeline with some recalibration for truck duty, bumping combined output somewhere in the 230 to 250 horsepower range. Enough to haul, enough to tow light loads, and still be efficient for commuting. The more exciting scenario would be a hybrid V6. Again, not strange to Honda. Electrified assist onto that 3.5-liter could take the system to 300-plus horsepower with meaningfully better efficiency than the current setup. And to be clear, the gas-only V6 isn't going anywhere. It should remain the core powertrain option, the one most buyers will cross-shop and most dealerships will stock. Number 4. Off-road capability. Honda gave it a shot with the Trail Sport. Credit where it's due, the badge means something. For a daily driver that occasionally sees a gravel forest road or a muddy campsite, this is more than fine. But stack the Trail Sport against a Tacoma TRD Pro, a Colorado ZR2, or a Raptor, and the gap becomes obvious fast. Those trucks are purpose-built to get ugly off the pavement. The Ridgeline can't fully go there. Unibody architecture has a ceiling, and that ceiling sits well below what a proper body-on-frame rig can absorb. That's just physics. Honda isn't going to out-Raptor the Raptor, and nobody seriously expects them to. But upping the game, that's always fair game. The ground clearance could be closer to 9.5 or even 10 inches, which would open up a wider range of terrain without requiring any heroic engineering. Pair that with a proper rear locking differential, which the Trail Sport still doesn't have, and suddenly you've got a truck that can actually dig itself out of a situation instead of just spinning a wheel and hoping. Throw in some updated terrain modes and better approach and departure angles through some front fascia trimming, and you've got a rig that actually earns the name beyond just looking the part. Number 5. Release date. The good news, you won't be waiting long. Honda has officially confirmed the next-gen Ridgeline as a 2027 model, and the expectation is a reveal this fall. That's right around the corner. We're not talking about some vague, coming soon announcement with a concept render and zero substance. This thing is on the calendar. What we don't have yet is pricing. Honda hasn't shown its hand there, and that's pretty standard for a launch this far out.